Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you are well. In my previous class, I discussed a passage from your textbook, and it was on Nelson Mandela. I tried my level best to make you understand the passage, and I asked you to go through the passage again and again so that you can answer any question. Today I will discuss some questions from this passage. I will discuss MCQ, open-ended questions, flowchart, information transfer and summary. In your exam you can have any type of questions, and I will discuss all these questions so that you can answer any question. At first I will discuss MCQ or multiple choice question. In your exam you will get only 5 questions, but I have here written more questions for your practice. And if you get this question, you will get in number 1A. Choose correct answer from the alternatives. A. What does apartheid refer to in the title? 1. Apart, 2. Distance, 3. Racial segregation in South Africa, number 4. Dialogue. And now you have to find out the correct answer or choose the correct answer. Then you will only write the correct answer in your script. You will not write any questions in your exam, in your script, because you are only asked to write down the answer, not the questions. So here the correct answer is number 3, racial segregation in South Africa. The word icon in the text means portrait, image, symbol, idol. Can you guess what can be the correct answer? Yes, here correct answer is idol. I will show you how to write the answers, though I think you know well how to write down the answer. Now question number C. What does shackles refer to in the passage? Restraints, number 1, number 2, sick, number 3, stigma, number 4, spar. Here shackles refer to restraints. Correct answer is restraints. Question number D. Race discrimination in the passage refers to, number 1, differences on the basis of caste, creed and color, number 2, competition among the members of a race, number 3, demoralization of people, number 4, domination of others. So here the correct answer is number 1, differences on the basis of caste, creed and color. Question number E. The word manifestation in the passage means, number 1, presentation, number 2, right, number 3, sense, number 4, sign. Here manifestation, the correct answer is number 1, presentation. If what qualities of Nelson Mandela earned him world support? Number 1, his outlook, 2, his determination, number 3, his supportiveness, number 4, his prestige and charisma. In our passage we got that his prestige and charisma helped him to win the support of the world. So here the answer is number 4, his prestige and charisma. Which statement above Mandela is not true? Number 1, he formally left public life in June 2004. Number 2, he became the first South African president in 1994. Number 3, he was the only person to receive the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. Number 4, he was 86 years old when he left public life. Here number 1, number 2, number 4, all these sentences are correct, but number 3, he was the only person. In our text or in our passage we got that Nelson Mandela was not the only person. He along with F.W. de Klerk received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. So here it is not true. So the correct answer is number 3. Is we have at last achieved political emancipation. What did Mandela hint at by this? Number 1, he hinted at political freedom of all parties irrespective of caste, creed and color. Number 2, he meant freedom of minority people. Number 3, he meant unity among all nations. Number 4, he meant that the black people should have their rights. Here the correct answer is number 1, he hinted at political freedom of all parties irrespective of caste, creed and color. Then what did Nelson Mandela hate most? Class among people. Number 2, racial discrimination. Number 3, war. Number 4, political unrest. And we know that Nelson Mandela hated most racial discrimination. Number J, the moment to bridge the chasms that divide us has come. What is meant by to bridge the chasms? Number 1, to save people. Number 2, to reduce difference between black and white people, to mitigate sufferings. Number 4, to remove pauperism. Here the correct answer is number 2, to reduce difference between black and white people. Dear our learners, I told you before that you will only get 5 questions, but I have here written 10 questions for your practice. So in your script you will only write down the answer just like this way. Answer to the question number 1, A, B, C, and in A you will write down the correct answer, and is the correct answer. If the correct answer is number 3, you will write down the 3 racial segregation. If the correct answer is number 2, you will write down 2, and that words or sentence, and you will not write down the whole questions, or you will not in whole questions in your script, in your khata. So here you will write down the questions in this way, answer this, you will write down the answers in this way. Now we will discuss 1b, question 1b. And there are, you will get there some questions, some broad questions, and each question is stipulated marks 2. You will here get 5 questions, but I have here written more questions for your practice. Who was Nelson Mandela? What was he famous for? Here I want to tell you one more thing, that if the question is in present tense, you will have to answer the question in present tense, and if the question is in past tense, you have to answer the question in past tense. And you will not answer the questions in, if the question is present tense, you will not answer the question in past tense, and if the question is past tense, you will not answer the question in present tense. So you will keep it in mind. You will write down the answer very carefully, because it is very easy to get marks. As the question is past tense, in past tense we have to answer the question in past tense. And who was Nelson Mandela? Nelson Mandela was the first black president of South Africa. He was, what was he famous for? And in answer we can write, he was famous for breaking the shackles of apartheid, and making South Africa to a multiracial democratic country. Short question, and we will have to short answer. Now, what was apartheid? Do you support it? Why or why not? And in answering questions, we can write down, apartheid is the former evil policy of racial segregation in South Africa. For this evil policy, white people dominated over the black people and deprived them of all human rights and treated them most cruelly. Do you support it or not? In answer, in the question we can write down or say, no, I do not support it, because only skin color cannot be the cause of discrimination which the black people suffered in their country. Why was Mandela put in jail for about 30 years? Mandela was put in jail for about 30 years because he fought against white minority rule. He fought for his people's emancipation from the shackles of apartheid. Question number D. Why was Mandela regarded as an icon of peace and reconciliation? Mandela was regarded as an icon of peace and reconciliation because he freed South Africa from the manacles of apartheid while avoiding a civil war. Who was F.W.D. Clark? What was the contribution of F.W.D. Clark? From reading the passage, we came to know that F.W.D. Clark was the white African president. He had freed Mandela from prison 3 years earlier and negotiated the end of apartheid. He was awarded Nobel Peace Prize jointly with Nelson Mandela. What do the following dates refer to? Now question number F, and here some dates or years are written. 19 number 1 1963, number 2 1993, number 3 1994, and number 4 2004. So we will write down what happened in these years. If number F1 1963 refers to the Rivonia trial. Mandela was charged with capital punishment in the Rivonia trial. And number 2 1993, we know that Mandela and F.W.D. Clark were awarded Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. Or we can say here or write down that 1993 refers to the Mandela and F.W.D. Clark's being awarded Nobel Peace Prize. In number 3 1994, Nelson Mandela became the president of South Africa in 1994. Or we can write down 1994 refers to Mandela's becoming the president of South Africa in 1994. 2004, number 4, Mandela formally left political life in June 2004 before his 86th birthday. Question number Z, what is race discrimination? What was Mandela's remark on race discrimination? So the answer is race discrimination is the difference on the basis of caste, color, creed and color. Mandela hated race discrimination most intensely. He had fought it throughout his life until the end of his days. What was Mandela's dream throughout his life? Question is here, what was Mandela's dream throughout his life? And in answer we can write down Mandela's dream throughout his life was the removal of apartheid from his country and the establishment of a multiracial democracy or democratic country. He also voiced against all kinds of political injustice against humanity. In question number 2 we can get table from this passage, and if any questions come in your exam then you can answer it but you will not write down or put up the table in your script or in your khata. You will only answer the you will only write the answer. So number 2, read the passage and complete the table below with the given information. Here in first row we get that what or who, event or action, what and where or when. And here you have to write the answers. You have to take a look that in which column the question is set up. If the question is in what or who in this column, then you will only write the name of person or thing or about that thing. But if the question is in second column, event or action, you will write down the action. So here in the first question we find Nelson Mandela struggled for what? Number 2, where or when. So in our passage we got that Nelson Mandela struggled for what? Nelson Mandela struggled for peace. Where? South Africa. In South Africa. He struggled for peace in South Africa or South Africa. You can write down only South Africa. Mandela embodied the struggle for number 3. Struggle for what? So here the answer is for number 3, justice. In our passage we got that Nelson Mandela embodied the struggle for justice. Question number 4, it is in what or who in this column. Number 4, what or who fought against dash what. So here the answer is the name of a person and it is Nelson Mandela. Fought against dash number 5 what. And we know that he fought against white minority rule. White minority rule. Mandela firmly wanted to bring down dash. To bring down what? Mandela firmly wanted to bring down apartheid. Number 6, Mandela dash. Here we have to write the event or action. Mandela dash race discrimination, and we know that Mandela hated race discrimination. Number 8, Mandela dash president dash. Mandela became president, and we can here write the name of year when he became the president. Became president in 1994. Number 10, question number 10, who or what freed Mandela? Prison. And from reading the passage we know that F.W.D. Clark freed Mandela from prison. And in question number 2, you can also get a flow chart, and so we have to practice flow chart. You will get either a flow chart or a table. So read the above text and make a flow chart showing the activities and achievements of Nelson Mandela. One is done for you. Number 1, guided South Africa to democracy. Here you have to write down 5 short notes or phrases in 5 boxes. You will be given 5 boxes and you have to fill up the boxes giving the information. Dear learners, in writing or in answering a flowchart, you have to follow some rules, and you have to keep in mind that you have to answer the flowchart by giving short notes or short information or phrases. You will not write down any sentence in any box, because you will be given 5 boxes to fill up, and you will use arrow sign one after one. Then what can be the rules or what can be the answer? You have to your answer is given in the first box. So try to look at the first box. What is written there? If the first box starts with noun, you have to answer the other boxes with noun. At first with noun, then other words. If the first box starts with adjective or noun, then you have to begin or starts with adjective plus noun. If the first box starts with present participle, that means verb plus ing plus that acts as a verb, and past participle form of verb, and perfect participle or infinitive phrase, gerundial phrase, whatever is written in your first, you have to follow that and writing the other boxes, in answering the other boxes. So আরেকটু আমি বলি তোমাদের সুবিধার্থে যে তোমরা আসলে প্রথম বক্সটা বা বাক্স তোমাদের যেটা দেয়া থাকবে ওই বক্সটাই ফলো করতে হবে, এবং তোমাদের উত্তরগুলোও সেই বক্সের মধ্যে লিখে অ্যারো চিহ্ন দিয়ে থাকবে, উপরে একটি ঘোর করে তারপর বক্সটা করে, তারপর ওটার মধ্যে উত্তর লিখে তারপর ওই বক্সের নিচে অ্যারো চিহ্ন দিয়ে লিখে। এই প্রথম বক্সটা যদি নাউন দিয়ে শুরু হয়, তোমাদেরও নাউন দিয়ে শুরু করতে হবে অন্যান্য বক্সগুলো লেখার সময়, এবং যদি অ্যাডজেক্টিভ প্লাস নাউন দিয়ে শুরু হয় তাহলে তোমাদের অ্যাডজেক্টিভ প্লাস নাউন প্লাস আদার ওয়ার্ডস। অর্থাৎ এই উত্তরগুলো জাস্ট শর্ট নোটস, কোনো ফুল সেন্টেন্স হবে না, শর্ট নোটস আর ফ্রেজ আকারে লিখতে হবে। এবং যদি প্রেজেন্ট পার্টিসিপল অথবা পাস্ট পার্টিসিপল অথবা ইনফিনিটিভ এভাবে ইনফিনিটিভ ফ্রেজ এভাবে শুরু হয়, তোমাদেরও সেভাবে ইনফিনিটিভ ফ্রেজ দিয়ে শুরু করতে হবে, টু প্লাস ভার্ব এভাবেই শুরু করতে হবে, টু প্লাস ভার্ব দিয়ে। যদি অনেক সময় দেখা যায় যে না একটু মানে পেতে সমস্যা হয় বা মিলানো যাচ্ছে না, তখন দুই একটা পয়েন্ট এলোমেলো হতে পারে, কিন্তু বেশিরভাগ ক্ষেত্রেই আমাদের সেইটাই ফলো করতে হবে, প্রথমটাই ফলো করতে হবে। সো আমরা এভাবে এখন আনসারটা কি হতে পারে আমরা একটু দেখি। In our question, it was the first box was guided South Africa to democracy. So here it is used past participle form of verb guided, then South Africa past. So we have to follow this in writing and answering the other boxes. And in number 2 we can write, or we can say embodied the justice around the world. দেখো এখানে আমি তোমাদের প্রথম বক্সটার পর একটা অ্যারো চিহ্ন দিয়েছি, তারপর আবার দ্বিতীয় বক্সের মধ্যে লিখেছি, তারপর আবার দ্বিতীয় বক্সের নিচে আবার অ্যারো চিহ্ন দিয়েছি। এভাবেই তোমাদের উত্তরগুলা সাজিয়ে লিখতে হবে, এর ব্যতিক্রম হলে হবে না। তোমরা সামনাসামনিও লিখতে পারো বক্সগুলা, কিন্তু সেক্ষেত্রে আসলে এরকম জায়গা থাকে না, সেজন্য আমাদের নিচে নিচে লেখাই ভালো হবে। নাম্বার 3, ফট অ্যাগেইনস্ট, এটাও দেখা যায় যে ভার্বের পাস্ট, ফট অ্যাগেইনস্ট হোয়াইট মাইনরিটি রুল। নাম্বার 4, স্ট্রাগল টু ব্রিং ডাউন অ্যাপারথাইড। নাম্বার 5, became South Africa's first black president. নাম্বার 6, own the Nobel Peace Prize। এখানে আমাদের 1 2 3 4 1 নম্বর নাম্বার দেওয়া ছিল, আমরা 2 3 4 5 6 এভাবে নাম্বারগুলো লিখে বক্সের মধ্যে পয়েন্টগুলো লিখিয়ে দিয়েছি। তো ফ্লো চার্ট লেখার সময় এভাবেই উত্তর করতে হবে। আমরা আরেকটা কোশ্চেন দেখতে পারি ফ্লো চার্টের উপর যে কীভাবে লেখা আছে, কোশ্চেনে কী দেওয়া আছে। To establish multiracial democracy. To establish multiracial democracy, showing the iconic image of Nelson Mandela. To establish multiracial democracy. So আমাদের এখানে বাকি উত্তরগুলো 2 3 4 5 6। দেখো আমাদের প্রথম প্রশ্নটা কিন্তু দেয়া আছে 2 প্লাস ভার্ব, মাল্টিরেশিয়াল ডেমোক্রেসি, 2 প্লাস ভার্ব প্লাস আদার ওয়ার্ডস। সো এখানে ইনফিনিটিভ ফ্রেজ ব্যবহার করা হয়েছে। তো আমাদেরও সেভাবে বাকি আনসারগুলো ওইভাবে লিখতে হবে যে 2 প্লাস ভার্ব প্লাস আদার ওয়ার্ডস দিয়ে। সো আমরা যদি এখানে উত্তরগুলো এভাবে লিখতে পারি, টু এস্টাবলিশ মাল্টিরেশিয়াল ডেমোক্রেসি, ইনফিনিটিভ ফ্রেজ। সো আমাদের দ্বিতীয় উত্তরটা হবে টু ব্রেক দ্য শ্যাকলস অফ অ্যাপারথাইড। নাম্বার 3, টু এম্বডি দ্য জাস্টিস অ্যারাউন্ড দ্য ওয়ার্ল্ড। Number 4, to be imprisoned for about 3 decades. Number 5, to fight against white minority rule. Number 6, to fight for his people's emancipation. আমি এখানে প্রতিটা বক্সে লেখার আগে টু ব্যবহার করেছি এবং 2 প্লাস ভার্ব অর্থাৎ ইনফিনিটিভ ফ্রেজ আকারে বাকি উত্তরগুলো লিখে দিয়েছি। এভাবে লিখলে আমাদের 10ই পাওয়া যাবে আশা করি। Then question number 3, if you have this passage, then it will be asked to write down the summary or summarize the above text, and here is stipulated marks, 10 marks. So we have to summarize the text, or you have to write down the summary in your own way. Summary is a short statement that gives only the main points of something, not the details. And in writing summary of any passage or any poem, you have to keep in mind that unnecessary and irrelevant words should be avoided or omitted, and it should be written in indirect speech. Direct speech will not be used in writing and in answering a summary. And we have to avoid any example or comparison or quotation or reference. You will not write any example or reference in writing your summary. And it is better to write the summary in 4 or 5 sentences, or 1/3 of the text. You will not elaborate the answer. অর্থাৎ আরেকটু বুঝিয়ে তোমাদের যদি বলি, তোমরা সামারি লেখার সময় অবশ্যই আমাদের অনেক কিছু খেয়াল করতে হবে। যে সামারিটা সাধারণত নিজেদের ভাষায় লিখতে হয় এবং লেখার সময় খেয়াল রাখতে হবে যেন অপ্রয়োজনীয় এবং অপ্রাসঙ্গিক শব্দগুলা বা বাক্যগুলো আমাদের এড়িয়ে যেতে হবে, এবং এটা ডাইরেক্ট স্পিচে লেখা যাবে না, ইনডাইরেক্ট স্পিচে লিখতে হবে সামারি, এবং কোনো রেফারেন্স বা এক্সাম্পল বা ব্যাখ্যা বা কোনো তুলনা দেওয়া যাবে না সামারির মধ্যে। এবং এটা আমাদের 1/3, সাধারণত 1/3 লিখতে হয়, যে মেইন টেক্সটের, এবং অথবা তোমরা 4 থেকে 5টা সেন্টেন্সের মধ্যে লেখার চেষ্টা করবে। So here you are asked to write down a summary from the passage Nelson Mandela, and we can say, or you can write down, Nelson Mandela was one of the greatest leaders in the world. He struggled throughout his life to emancipate the black people from the shackles of apartheid and to represent the justice around the world. He also fought for the establishment of a democratic and free society against white minority rule in a peaceful way. That is why he was imprisoned for about 3 decades. He was awarded Nobel Peace Prize in 1993, and 1994 he became the first black president of South Africa. Dear learners, and I have discussed all types of questions that can be set up in your question paper. So you need to take a good preparation on all types of questions, because any type of question can be set up in your question paper. So if you take a good preparation on all types of question, it will be very easy for you, or you will be able to answer the question. I am again advising you to read the text or go through the text again and again, and then you try to practice the questions at home. Dear students, no more today. Pray to Allah for your well-being and safety. Thank you very much. See you in the next class. Goodbye.